Greetings, my friends. I'm Andrea, astrologer, and I would like to talk about the altcoin season. I know it is one of the most waited for topics and moments. It's linked to a lot of dreams that we have, all of us, and when can we really expect here a skyrocketed growth, so to speak? Although, again, it is a cycle that is resembling of the previous ones to some degree, but we have another scale of the money inflows with ETFs for some of the major cryptocurrencies, maybe others to come. So you need to think bigger, so to speak, in terms of what happens. And I would say that, in my opinion, the more established, the older, so to speak, altcoins might see more inflows. Of course, this is a hypothesis. We will see how this unfolds. But now, based on astrology, I would like to go a bit into the chart and make a commentary. What did we see in the past and what can we expect in the future? So let's go into that. This is the others chart that you can see here, and this is for all times, and it is the 1 month chart because I think this will give us a easier way to follow the development. And in general, I would say that this is not really, the classical type of astrology, due to the fact that if we estimate a market cap in general, not for a financial asset for which we do have the date of birth and sometimes even the time of birth to second level precision quite reliable, like it's the case for Bitcoin, still we can infer some developments and look at the history and what happened in the time frame so that we can relate to what is likely to happen this time. And we do have this total market cap, and if we think about the cycle that we had in 2021, we know that this crypto bull market is in 4 years cadence. Actually, we can look at 2021 in January, and from there you see that we got this was 4 years ago. If we would transpose ourselves in 2025 in January, of course the planets are all the time in another place. Actually, the cycle of planets is complete, so to speak. Really, they will come all to the very same position in 26,000 years roughly. So we cannot really say that it's a complete cycle. It's the cycle of this planet, of that planet, and so on. And they have different trajectories, so to speak. Now, what happens really in January in general each year, or almost each year, I would say. So in general, in the last year, so we do have a lot of planets retrograde from around summer, and they will stay retrograde in the whole second part of the year. And this is something that happened back then as well, but the turning point is Uranus in general. Uranus is one of the main triggers for growth, although it's also a hallmark for volatility. So this is important to take into account. So it's not like it goes straight line, but it will go up and down, and we might see this in a few seconds or minutes, so to speak, on the weekly time frame as well. So what do we have here? We see a growth trajectory from 2021, January, February, March, April. And then we did have some corrections, other 3 months, so to speak, quite long-legged dojis, as you see at monthly level, big variations, like I told you, so it's volatility. Uranus would move the markets actually, and then of course in the second part of the year we had another growth that was even higher, and it happened also with big volatility for altcoins. Of course, now things are more established even for new altcoins. It's like the companies, you know, the startups in their first years until 7 years, they are quite volatile in terms of growth. We can talk, you know, 2x, 3x growth, 5x growth, and so on. But afterwards, things get more stable. So it's the normal cycle that happens. And I would say that this time in 2025, so if we go here in January, what I would expect, Uranus is still retrograde and it will go direct at the end of January. So it would be January 30th, 2025. So it could be that this skyrocketed growth will be a bit delayed into February. But I want also to say what is really different this time is that we have a lot of planets retrograde in the first part of the year. And I refer more to the outer planets, which is also a phenomenon that in general we didn't have. Retrograde planets can be very strong and they can influence the assets quite nicely, I would say. So it depends on each and every asset to be super accurate. But I do think we will have maybe a delayed growth, maybe 1 month delay, or it could happen really from January, but then we will have some hiccups. It could be when Uranus turns, but then we will have maybe a more powerful growth to be seen this time in terms of the others crypto market cap due to the money inflows that are really more significant in general in the market, especially when we will have more clarity in the regulation, and this is also likely. And the year really has a good aspect with Pluto on the 6th of January in the global astrology, which means it's a Pluto-Rahu aspect that innovation, Rahu, will be regulated and really pumped, you know, with big money. That could be one of the interpretations because Pluto is about ETFs, big money, banks, and so on. So this looks good. What I would say is that we will have growth that would be, volatile and quite powerful in the first part of the year as we go into March, especially. I think it would be maybe faster, so it would be more concentrated growth. So like in a fewer months than here, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 months here. So it could be that this will be shrinked to 3 months. I wouldn't say 2, but maybe 3, 3.5 it could be. And we will have also this time, I think we will see a pattern like with several peaks. So it will go in installments. It's not like, you know, straight up and then down. You see here also a local peak and then down and then another local peak that would happen during the year. So I would expect 2 important peaks, maybe more because of more retrogrades, but we will see depending on the money inflows. Expect this for sure. Retrogrades would really mean that previous trends are repeated. And this time it's also important to note we have this Venus retrograde in April. I think it would be March, so even March, it's on the 2nd of March, if I recall correctly. So February will be most likely a very important month for cryptocurrencies, and important also to watch out for big developments. I don't know how fast it will happen because Uranus will need to gain some speed, in my opinion, after turning direct, but we will see. If money is big, then also the increase can happen very fast. If we go at the week level, then we can see, the patterns unfolding for this is 2019, so let me see this. You see, I even spotted it that. So it's like 2021 January. So from December already we saw this bottom and then really a sharp move up in the majority of weeks, interrupted by a few long-legged dojis, as you see, which are red. But actually it was quite a skyrocketed growth. And this is at weekly level, I would say we might also think that we will get the growth in bursts. So it could be that it will be more alternating red here due to the fact that, as mentioned, some planets will be retrograde. And when they switch, it would be a trend reversal, not all the time, but it could be. And since we talk here for a market cap for so many cryptocurrencies, each and every with its own astrology, it is highly likely that we will get a sort of more frequent back and forth between growth and retraction, but this will happen in bigger installments most likely, because there would be more money inflow in the system, taking into account the big money. To wrap up, we do have a strong year for crypto, in my opinion. On the 6th of January, we have the Pluto-Rahu aspect, which means regulation, big money flowing into innovation. Rahu, I associate it a lot with cryptocurrencies. And we do have also Uranus turning direct at the end of January. So most likely February will be the key enabler, so to speak, for explosive growth, in my opinion. But it will be a growth that could happen in installments, outbursts, really. This is the pulse of the market right now, as we can see it so far. And this is due to the fact that we have more retrograde planets in the first part of the year, which was not really seen, you know, in the last years. It was like a fresh energy in the beginning. That was no retrogrades, nothing that would look into the past. 2025 would look into the past because this is associated with retrogression in a way. Could be also that some things have to be fixed, that it would be about repairment in terms of regulation for crypto, and this is actually good news for us. Now I would like to thank you for your attention, for liking and subscribing. Let me know if you like such type of content, and let me know in comments what altcoins would be interesting for you. Thank you.